this video is on using trial and improvement to find solutions. Now, to do this, the skill, well, one of the skills you need to have really is substitution. So be able to do that. So if I have x squared plus 2x plus 5, x is 5, substitute that in. So 5 squared is 25, add 2 times 5, which is 10, add 5, and that should give you 40. So it's just knowing substitution, that's what you need. So we jump to an example. I've got here the solution to x squared plus x equals 62, and it's between 7 and 8. So the solution to this problem is between 7 and 8, so you've got to find the actual solution to one decimal place. Now, what trial and improvement is you just repeat a process until you get the close answers that you want. So first thing you want to do, you want to sub in to find answer above and below. If values are given, use these. So what that means, you've been given 7 and 8. We're going to substitute these into this here to find some solutions. So let me start with x equals 7. Now you can use a calculator when doing this. So I do have a calculator to one side here. So, but 7 squared is 49, add 7. That will give me an answer of 56. So I substituted that in. Now I can see that is too small. So you do make notes as you go along, just brief notes like this. So like I said, it said start with one, find solution above and below. So we got one below with too small, so let's do the other one, which is x equals 8. X equals 8. So you put this in your calculator and you should get a solution of 72, which comes out as being too big. So you've got one too big and one that's too small now. So now the next step is you're going to use a value between the original values. So another value between these. So I've got 7 and 8. So I want to see something, around about the middle of these, close to 62. So I'm going to go for 7.3. So I'm going to say x equals 7.3. So I substitute that into this formula. And if I do that, I should get 60.59, which if we have a look is actually too small. So it's too small. Now at this point, we're going to repeat substituting in different values until we have one and below separated by a decimal place. So we want to get one that's too small and one that's too big separated by 0.1. So I'm going to go up a decimal place to 7.4. Substitute this into that same equation. So it should give you 62.16. And that we can see is too big. Now, for the final part, to find out which one is closest, what I like to do is I go halfway. So I find a value halfway between these two, so between 7.3 and 7.4, to determine which is closest. So I'm going to substitute in x equals 7.35. Substitute that in, and it gives you a solution of 61.3725. Now that is too small. So as this is too small, it must mean your actual solution is closer to 7.4. So your answer is 7.4 for being closest to that there. Okay, so I've got a second one here that I'll go through pretty quickly, same process. So I've got x squared minus 2x equals 12, and the solution is between 4 and 5. So I'm going to start with x equals 4. So I get one hopefully too small, so I substitute that in. Like I said, you could use a calculator. I've got one that I've using. So if you substitute that in, you should get a solution of 8. So that is obviously too small. So from here, you're going to go to get one bigger, because we want one above, one below. So that is, so one above, one below. So substitute that in, and that gives you 15, which is too big. Okay, so we've got 2 there. Now, remember that was the first step. Find one above, one below. Then we want to find another value between our 4 and 5, so between our originals. And then we're going to start going up 1 or down 1 decimal place and so on till we get closest. So from here, we want to try and get 12. So I'm going to go to 4.6. So x equals 4.6. Substitute that in. So 4.6 squared minus 2x. And that gives you, oh, quite close, 11.96. So that's obviously too small. And then we do the same, going to go up 1 because we want to get one too big. So x equals 4.7. Substitute that into the calculator. So, and you should get 12.69, which is too big. So you've got 1 just above, 1 just below. So we're going to go halfway. X equals 4.65. So that gives you 12.3225. And as that is too big, so that means it must be, your actual solution must be less than this. So we can say it is 4.6. Okay, now it might seem a bit tedious doing this one halfway between, but it's just a way of proving that that is your actual answer, this 4.6. All right, so I've got 2 for you to try. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it and then just come back to the solutions for you in a moment. I'll show you that one for a second. And then that one for a second. And then I'll just do the solutions to show you. Okay, hopefully you've had a chance to do those now. So that first one there, so for the x squared plus 4x equals 81, the solution to 1 decimal place should be 7.2. And if we look across at the second one, so the 2x squared plus 3x equals 50. So it's a 1 decimal place. This solution should be 4.3.